Okay, the final question of the episode. Slice of life movies such as Your Name, A Silent Voice, etc., or the live action biography slash documentary films of side events. Now, let's clear this up because I'm pretty sure me and Nat wrote this. What do we mean by live action biography slash documentary films of side events?
I think it means like you see depictions of
Like war.
war-torn
Yeah.
countries. Like you
Yeah.
see when people like have you seen like documentaries of people going into like Afghanistan and just
Mm.
talking about how the places in rubbles, or even earlier on, I think you might not remember, I think it was called Nuts and Crosses
Yep.
back
Notes
in
and
the day.
crosses. Yep.
I think that was
Secondary school.
a documentary and about how like an actual real world like uh event that happened in where was that? I want to say it was in Central Africa. I want to say
Mm.
where two sides of people were just at war with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Conflict.
So
Um.
like I
Yeah.
think
When I
that's
wrote
what
that
it's trying to
question,
say.
the
Okay.
documentary or movie I had in mind was actually The Pianist. Have you guys seen that film?
Nah, I don't even know. Is that what
So
you're talking about? The actual piano?
yeah, but the no no. So basically, it's
Oh,
set during
damn.
World War Two. World War Two. Moino might have
Hmm.
seen it or heard of
I've
it.
watched this ages ago, like as for like a
Yeah,
5-year-old, but I didn't
yeah. But
understand it.
it's
That
a
that was the
really
one.
sad film. Very sad film.
I think Naj explained it in one line. You know the man from Peaky Blinders, the Italian Donny.
Yeah.
He's walking by the rubble, and either side of him, the entire like street is completely destroyed, and he's walking all
Yeah.
upset and crying and stuff.
Basically, he is a Jew survivor from World War Two, right?
Hmm.
And his basically in order to survive, he was like in a concentration camp and everything, and he was like close to dying like everyone else. But he managed to run away and get away through the camp, and he hid in a Nazi officer's attic for I think 3 or 4 years. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But basically, this movie is his like transition from a normal life of a salaryman with his family to losing all his family to literally living on scraps and trying to survive like a rat in a sewage. It is like really like intense of a film. It's really depressing. And the movie shows how I don't know if it was based on a true story, but the attic that he was hiding in within the Nazi officers like building, that Nazi officer found out he was a Jew after like 3 years, finding out he was living there the whole time, and then he had the empathy to carry on letting him hide and carry on giving him food.
Yeah,
And
he spent two
yeah,
years apparently, and this
yeah,
is a
two
real
years.
life.
There we
This
go.
is real
Yeah.
life, like the real
Okay,
life
so it's based on a
Polish
true
guy.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there
yeah.
was an actual Nazi officer that felt sympathy for a Jewish survivor of a concentration camp, and who was hiding him in his house and feeding him the whole time. And I just thought, like, damn, like, yeah, this is based on a true story. This is real life. And I feel like there's some stories and some portrayals of stories that just cannot be recreated fictionally,
Mm-hmm.
like in an animation. Like this is just proper. It proper moved me. I was like, yo, this is sad, and this is like, but it also shows how beautiful it is. Like how someone could like, even though he's working for a complete opposite regime, he still had the empathy in his heart to be like, you know what, let me not tell anyone, keep this person alive. He's been through it, even though technically he should have opposite beliefs.
Mm.
So I was like, yeah, do you know what? What would this compare to from the like animation standpoint of view? And then my thoughts were, Your Name, Silent Voice. This is the closest, um, like popular sad stories of anime that I know about. I know there's worse sad stories and better stories, but they're not as popular. So that's my point of view. And I want to know what you guys prefer out of the two.
Well, in
Honestly,
terms of, I'll let Mitch go
yeah,
first.
go.
Actually, I'll be the
Uh,
end. Don't worry. Yeah, I got something to say at the end.
I'll say honestly, I haven't seen a lot of documentaries or mockumentaries. I think the only time I would ever see it is generally either in secondary or college, even primary school. Like in my
Hmm.
actual
Did you see
lessons,
12 Years a Slave, right?
yeah, we watched
Yeah,
it
we
back
watched
in the
that.
day,
We watched that back in the day. Yeah.
but if you actually watch the whole thing, it's only like if that series is like 5 6 hours long. You only get shown a few minutes of it
Hmm.
because you have to make a essay on whatever it is. But I think the real stuff can't compare to anime because the like Silent Voice, I think that has more notes of like dealing with grief, tragedy, regret, and like notes of like what's it called, mental illness,
Mental health.
suicide,
Yeah. Hmm.
that type of stuff. Like if when it's like real life, it's more. It makes you feel more because it's like it's a real event. Actual lives were lost in in a conflict or in a tragedy. Like
Yeah.
it's much more authentic, in it. Like
More translatable
you,
to life. Yeah.
you can to some extent uh connect with like silent voice. I could connect with the character, the main character, and how like his pain. But if you ask me, there's nothing more saddening or thing when you see actual like real story get unveiled, especially in the current world right now where we live in, what we see every day. There's nothing more sickening or
Heart-wrenching.
saddening
No
to
doubt.
compare to anime. So I'd say
Definitely, no
real
doubt.
life.
Yeah,
Great answer. Yeah.
I think it's a clean sweep from all of us. It's definitely anything IRL. Live actions, documentaries, or just even like, little like actual legitimate videos of seeing all this shit happen on your phone. You see on social media. Um, I don't have Twitter or anything anymore. I deleted Twitter because it made me too sad. I think I deleted
Yeah.
like a week ago
Good.
or
That's
something.
a good decision. I did the
And
same.
I just got sad every time I went on it. And then it's crazy because like the most I ever got sad from any anime, right? Other than like, is I think so. There's this, how to say it? Shit, mini-sode with Midge. I spoke about something called "I Want to Eat Your Pancreas," and
Oh
it's
man, you told me
weird.
about this one. Yeah. Is it
Yeah,
about the guy
and
who had cancer?
not the guy.
Oh,
So
the
there's a
girl
guy
or something
visiting
like that. Yeah.
hospital, and there's a girl who has pancreatic cancer. She's about to die. It's one of those terminal
Right.
illnesses, and the entire story is very actually weirdly nice because you know what's gonna happen in the end, and you're thinking, oh, at least they're gonna peacefully go away type shit. And again, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, that's on you though. She doesn't die to the cancer like everyone thought. She got randomly stabbed by a man who's a local killer in the area, and it was on the TV. That's how we found out. It was off screen.
Um.
And I remember seeing that. And obviously, 2018, I was going through a lot of stuff, as my friends know. I got like deeply saddened by it, but that's only like a fraction of anything IRL, anything documentary films or any biographies or any just like seeing a TikTok online of something that's really bad happening. That is beyond that's beyond heart wrenching. So I think it's a clean sweep from all of us, and anime can only get you to a certain point, and most people don't legitimately cry and break down from anime. If you do, you need help, serious help. You need
Wait,
to
wait.
get for
Actually,
help.
no, 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 no. On that point, the last point you just said,
What you
I
need
think
help?
that no, no, no. Like break it down and cry into anime. So
Yeah,
sometimes people will not cry because of the actual scene itself, or because they relate to the scene itself.
yeah, true,
So,
fair
for
enough.
example, say a character loses their little
I,
sister or something,
I think
and
that's why
then
I
and that main character has lost
yeah.
his. Sorry, the person watching has lost a
No, I,
sibling.
I understand that because
Yeah,
that's me in I Want to Eat Your
yeah.
Pancreas. Obviously, I didn't have a woman, girlfriend, Dory, nothing like that, guys. It was other stuff.
But
Uh,
that
but
could
yeah,
happen with any media, like movie or anime. Like if it's
yeah,
something that you relate to, you can make you struck a
you're gonna
chord that
break
you can't
down.
control.
Yeah,
But I think what anime can do different to like real life media is if there's a scene that's really sad or really happy or really like it's like an extreme emotion, it can do things that you won't be able to see in a real movie to like amplify that scene. So a key moment I'm thinking here is have you both seen Silent Voice? You have, right?
Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen Silent Voice.
Yeah, man. So you guys remember that scene at the end where he finally cures his social anxiety and all of the
Yeah,
exes
and he's
fall
like
off.
crying. Actually, come off here.
Yeah, the exes come off their faces. That I feel like that is a really good depiction of someone overcoming their social anxiety, but you can't really pull that off in a live action. Do you know what I
wait,
mean?
yeah. I have seen this. Holy shit! I was like, I know I've seen it with somebody
Yeah.
in when was it? COVID during COVID. I watched it with someone. Not gonna say any names.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but Mona, when you watched it, do you remember that scene towards the end where the like paper X's fall off the crowd's faces?
No,
And it's
actually, I
hinted
don't.
early on, because at Quaincy he works up the courage through the girl and her sister,
Yeah,
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
the guy friend he makes, what's his name, Yasho, like
yeah.
slowly his social anxiety and his like
It, it,
depression wears
yeah.
away.
Where's away? Yeah. No, but like what I'm saying, Midge, is that scene itself. Like, how would you translate that over to live action? It's quite difficult to do that when you say it.
There's,
Yeah, it's
I
it's the
mean,
it's the
yeah,
concept itself of the entire. It tackles something that we can't show IRL. You know what I mean? Because
Exactly.
IRL, all you see is someone being really upset with their anxiety and stress, and you're not gonna see a purple cross on someone's
I mean, they
face.
could
If
use
that makes sense.
CGI, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah,
It
the
Like,
won't
it
only way
just
you
work.
can
doesn't fit.
visualize
You're
it,
probably gonna laugh at the CGI because of how bad it is. We just don't have it yet.
the
Exactly.
only way you can visualize it if you blur their face or something like through the
Exactly.
lens
Yeah.
of someone's eyes, they can see it's blurred or like they're constantly looking down because
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
Like
it's like
the
shame on their
like
faces.
what they could do is, like, you know, with people with social anxiety, right, and people who cry a lot, right, typically when you have anxiety in like a public space, instead of showing crosses, what they could do is show the nauseousness of the person and show
And you
like
Oh, yeah,
see
when they're
sort of
sense
dizzy,
and
almost
yeah.
drunk,
sickness and
almost yeah, like almost like a sickness, like a drunk sickness.
yeah,
But that's just, you know,
that would be a
the
good way.
closest way they could do. Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
basic, to be fair.
but yeah, I think when it comes to nuance emotions, live action is better. When it comes to like amplifying the environment to show an emotion, animation is better.
I think that's, yeah, that fits. Yeah.
Any last notes, Mitch?
Nah, you pretty much hit the nail on the coffin. Like live action or any documentary or mockumentary hits the message better for real world events. Anime can portray a feeling better on screen than
Yeah.
a documentary. Documentary will just make you think, oh, like shit, this stuff is happening in the world. Like if I can say stuff like if I can't say you can mute or whatever, but stuff in Palestine, Congo, Ghana, Sudan, all
We're
those
keeping
type
it
of
in.
conflicts,
Mm.
stuff in Sudan, like a lot of stuff is happening, and in this current climate, it's getting censored.
Yeah.
But in a
Heavily.
couple years from now, it's gonna be made as a documentary, and then the whole thing about
Yeah,
World War II
definitely.
is gonna be come back again, say, oh, why did the world be silent and that?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the animation side of things, you can convey a you can convey like a human emotion better in that story, like struggles, mental health, suicidal thoughts. I feel like in animation aspect, it can be shown a lot better because
Mm.
if say for example you're schizophrenic, it could be visualized better through animation because
Definitely.
there's some movies that I've seen that try to depict people that have schizophrenia or stuff or mental illness like this, and it doesn't really hit the mark. Like for
I
me,
know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, I can see it, but I can't see it, I can't feel it. Whether in
Mm.
animation, like because there's so many effects and it's drawn out in a certain way to make you feel like, oh, this is kind of scary.
Yeah.
I understand what they're going through. So
It's
that's
the
why I feel like,
ambiguous stuff, the stuff that you
yeah,
can't really explain to someone. You can only show them. It's better through animation.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
I
that they
100%
have
agree.
they have their places, but that's my thoughts on those two, innit?
Yep.
But yeah,
Take
I
that.
think you guys summed up perfectly. Perfectly. I have nothing else to say. So yeah, that is the end of Hiatus Hangout episode 6. I'm gonna be uploading the mini-sode, even the 55-minute mini-sode. Definitely not mini. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.
Take care.
Take it.